Mark Twain once said, "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting on its shoes." And boy, is that ever true. Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Margolin, and I have a PhD in cognitive and sensory processes, and I've been teaching classes in research methods and running my own human subjects research lab for almost 2 decades. Welcome to my series, In Plain Science, where I pull back the curtain on all things science. In this episode, we're going to talk about ethics and data, and in particular, fraud. So as a scientist, it is my duty to report to the scientific community and whoever else needs to know that information, the honest truth, the honest outcome of the data that I've collected, even if it's counter to what I believe personally and counter to what I thought would happen. And that's okay. It happens all the time that I conduct a study or one of my colleagues conducts a study and it turns out in a way that we didn't predict. So if the outcome of the data that I've collected is not what I thought would happen, all I have to do is figure out why it didn't work out the way I thought it would, right? It doesn't mean that I necessarily did anything wrong, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the data is bad. It just means that something different happened, and as a scientist, I now need to figure out what happened. I cannot go back and change my prediction. I cannot change the data to make it fit with my prediction. Both of those are fraudulent behaviors. What if that actually happened? What if a scientist changed the data to match what they thought would happen or match what they wanted to happen? We don't need to imagine. It actually did happen. Dr. Wakefield falsely reported on a connection between the MMR vaccine and autism years and years ago. We're looking now at close to 30 years ago. He falsely reported it and then came out and said that was false. Yet, Mark Twain's quote applied because we still can't get rid of that false belief between the connection of the MMR vaccine and autism, even though there's been thousands upon thousands of studies showing there's no connection. So the outcome there is not just that Dr. Wakefield lost his credentialing, he can no longer practice medicine, he can no longer conduct research, but also the implications on society as a whole, because now we're running with the truth, trying to catch up to the false, fraudulent data that had infiltrated so many people's minds. So as a scientist, I have a responsibility to report the data as it actually happened. I can't make stuff up. I can't change things to fit my own narrative. I can't do that. It is fraud. It is fraud. I hope this helps you, and I hope you can integrate some of this into what we're seeing in the news, and make sure you follow along for another episode of In Plain Science.